With Colin Bowden from the SBU cross country team. Colin and a few other Falcons heading down to Monmouth, Oregon this weekend for the NCAA West Regionals. Colin, potentially your last cross country race. Have you thought about that at all as you get ready for this one?
Yeah, it's a little weird the situation because it's my last cross country race, but it's definitely not my last year here at SBU. I have a lot of track left. I will be here for this outdoor season and the next outdoor season. So while it's my last cross country in SBU uniform, it feels like I'm still going to be here for a while.
Okay. And are you more of a cross country guy or a track guy? Some guys have a preference for one or the other.
I kind of go back and forth on whatever season I'm in. I just like distance at all, and luckily in college you get both 10K and cross country and track, so okay. I really enjoy both.
Speaking of the 10K, that seems to be a distance that's perfectly suited for you. Has that always been the case, or did you kind of grow into that after you got up here?
Well, I think it's kind of always been the case. Like even in high school, now we didn't have 10Ks or even 5Ks in high school, at least for tracks. But I was always, the longer the distance, the better. So. Really, my freshman year, the first time I raced a 10K went really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of set the tone for future seasons.
Okay. Talk about this Western Oregon course. You've been on there before. You know what it's like. Coach Reed helped design that particular course. How does that course fit your particular style?
Oh, I mean, it's great. I think it's just a nice, pretty flat course. Just a few hills in it, but I know how to really, I've run it enough, so I know how to really use those hills to gain momentum throughout the race and just beat a lot of guys who I wouldn't normally beat on a different course.
Okay. Is there a key point in a 10K race on that particular course for you?
It's definitely the middle miles. That's when a lot of people, even myself, sometimes just starts to disengage and just sort of lose focus. It's really easy to think, just like once you get to like mile 3, to think you have 3 miles left. It's still a lot to go. But staying engaged during those miles is a really great way to move up pace and move up places.
So many times you're running with the team, you have to be a team focused. This week you're kind of out there by yourself. Does that change your strategy or your approach to the race a little bit?
A little bit now, actually. So it allows me to take a little bit more of a risk because there's no team score. So if I place, pretty low, then there's, I'm not hurting anyone but myself. And at this point, it's like last race, might as well go for it,
Okay. 5 years ago, you came all the way up from Florida up to Seattle. Did you ever envision yourself doing that as you were growing up and starting to think about college a little bit?
No, definitely not this far out. I mean, I was always, planning to go to college and even running in college, but it was never. It wasn't until the last year of high school where I was thinking, I'll move out to Pacific Northwest. I'll look there. So it's high school calling would definitely be a little surprised that I'm here right now.
Okay. Were you always a runner? Were there other sports for you growing up?
As a young child, I played a bunch of different sports: baseball, football, basketball, all that. So, and I was pretty much active a lot, but didn't really start running until sophomore year of high school.
So you're kind of a latecomer to it then.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, all right. And you lived in Japan for a while when your dad was stationed there. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, it's. It was a fun experience. I was pretty young, so it's hard to remember the exact details. And it was on a military base, so still pretty American compared to other countries you might live in. But it's definitely a unique experience that I think I really enjoyed, and there's just a lot of fun memories from Japan.
Okay. And while you're pursuing running, you're also pursuing academics here. What are you studying, and where do you want to go with it?
Yeah, so I just finished my undergrad degree in psychology, and I'm currently in the graduate program here for school counseling. I want to be a school counselor when I finish college, and so far I'm on track.
Okay. And do you envision continuing running when you're done here at some point?
Oh yeah, I definitely could. Definitely want to keep running if it's just recreationally or even competitive and like club running. But I really want to be a coach. I'll be in a high school setting hopefully as a counselor, and I want to be a coach as well, and hopefully remain active as a runner as well.
Okay. You got to work with Chris Reed for your time here. How has he helped your running come along?
I mean, he's the reason why I'm here today. I mean, my high school times weren't great, so it's one of those things where it could easily be overlooked. But Chris saw the potential in me, the spirit, the drive, and he saw that. He worked with me, and he got me to where I am, and I couldn't be more thankful.
Okay. And you still have the lucky red socks that you wear before a race, or is that something from the past?
Well, I don't really wear red socks just because they're They're not school colors, so
Okay.
it's but I transitioned to tall white socks now that I typically wear, and yeah, but the spirit of the Red Sox are still there.
All right. All right, Colin, good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
All right.